Yo guys, what's up? I've been wanting to make this video for quite some time now because in the last 2 months, we've completely overhauled our business. And in this video, I'm gonna show you exactly, or I'm gonna share you exactly what we've done, how we've done it, why we have done it, the results, and anything else that comes up, right? So a little bit of context. So in the last 2 months, we made, I would arguably say, a bet the company bet. So we made such a massive change in the business that it was a make or break. But it's 2 months later now, and with the hand on my heart, I can say that it has been the best decision of this year. So in this video, like I said, I'm going to unpack why that is and how we've got to that point. So to start with a little bit of context, we've been running this business for the last 18 months and it's been growing steadily, but not at a, I wouldn't say, well, as an entrepreneur, I think you always have this sort of dissatisfaction because if you're like me, you want to go things faster. But at the same time, there was also quite some misalignment subconsciously at my level, at our team, and my business partner specifically as well. Before I go into that, if you don't know who I am, my name is Jesse van Breugel. I'm one of the leading guys on LinkedIn when it comes down to inbound leads. If you don't understand what it means, if you don't, I would say, are convinced by this claim, check out my LinkedIn profile because in the last 90 days, 40% of my content has gone viral. And what do I mean with that? It has had more than 1,000 comments. Well, pretty sick if you ask me. But anyways, that's not the main topic of this video. In this video, like I said, I want to talk about this big change that we made. So to give you a bit of context, like I said, we've been running this business, but it felt like force. It felt like pushing a boulder up the hill. And I'm an entrepreneur now for 5 years. I've been in the game for 5 years, and I understand that stuff just requires work. Like the work is hard. Some days you suck. Some days you're like, F this. I don't know if I can keep doing this or I want to keep doing this. But like I said, at a, not to go woo-woo here, but on like a subconscious or even like a soul level, me and my business partner both, we felt this misalignment. So yes, we were growing the business, we were closing people successfully, we were helping people become an authority figure on LinkedIn, helping them close clients. Like you can literally check out some of the other videos on this channel, how many lives we have changed by helping people make or like turn LinkedIn into one of their lead in their literally like their number one lead and client acquisition channel. But still, like I said, something just felt off. And after studying others, after talking with one of our business partner, like he's a very successful guy, like make eight figures with a very small team in info, pretty sick results if you ask me. But by just talking to him, going through his content, just like really figuring out, okay, what did he do? We came to the realization that we were trying to optimize the wrong thing. So in the last few months, like I said, from a marketing perspective, from a traffic perspective, we've turned the ship upside down. Like from getting 25,000 impressions per week, which is like quite low for an account my size because I got 77,000 followers on LinkedIn. We now average above 400,000 impressions per week organically on LinkedIn. So roughly 1.5 million eyeballs for free every month on LinkedIn. Now, that's pretty sick, right? But at the same time, when we were making these upgrades and we getting all these new eyeballs, we struggled to book at more calls. We were trying to figure out why that was like the case. So we had this massive influx of eyeballs, but at the same time, it didn't convert into calls. So after just like sitting down, like putting the business apart, like just really like getting through, getting into the details, but also zooming out, like, okay, what is actually the business we want to build? What is the business that others are building? What is the business that others are having that we would like to have as well? And all this made us, like I said, have or like roll out one, if not the biggest changes to our business in the last 18 months. So what we've done is this. Before we were very sales heavy, very much like trying to be very active in the DMs, be very just following up with people, just be very like assertive, very much like, okay, we know the program works because we have the receipts to back it up. Like the people in the program, the people that we help with lead gen, with client acquisition, they're absolutely killing it. So we had to like find a way to convince people. And I'm like, gosh, that's just a hard freaking battle. My business partner as well, our team as well, we're just like grinding. And not saying that hustle and grind is wrong, but at the same time, I'm like, damn, we got this massive brand on LinkedIn. We have this massive authority, this credibility, and not to brag, but I know I'm one of the leading guys in this space. But I'm like, okay, gosh, this just doesn't feel right. And I know people talk about energy and just like misalignment and all these things. Sure, there is a time and place for that, but we just started thinking about it out loud. And then we just realized and we just made this experiment, like, what if we just remove our sales process? And I was like, damn, that sounds scary, because how are we going to make revenue? How are we going to like close clients and grow the business successfully? Well, I can tell you this before I go into details. Fast forward 2 months after this change. In October, we have made our highest revenue ever. So we had multiple 5 figures in revenue and in profit. So not just a revenue boost, but also a massive surge in profit. And I care about profit more than revenue. Like some people, they're just flexing with Stripe revenue, but I'm like, yo, how much money are you taking home? So last month we just made like multiple 5 figures in profit, like take home revenue or take home money. So I guess so far so good, right? But more important, and this is something that just excites me the most, and the same for our team, the same for my business partner, is that we're now building a business out of alignment. Like I'm a marketeer at heart, my business partner is a marketeer at heart, and like Hormozy said this perfectly. Like I stumbled on this quote like recently. He said like, sure, your coaching and your delivery and your service, you have impact on people, but with your marketing, you can infinitely reach and impact more people. And I'm like, I love that, because I wouldn't say that I'm a lazy guy, but I'm always looking for ways, like how can I get more output for my inputs? And having a massive brand on LinkedIn has always been because of that. Like I understand that with one post, I can reach thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people. Like I said, on average, in the last two months or so, I think that no, the last 3 months, the last 90 days, like we've averaged around like 1.5 million views per month, which comes down to like 400,000 impressions per week, which is pretty crazy, right? Like with just a few posts, like I post one time a week, one time a day, so 7 times per week, and then averaging those times of eyeballs. Well, imagine if you have to pay for that as a business owner using paid advertisement. That will be very expensive, right? But like I said, like traffic alone is not everything, because like I said before, like we had traffic before, but then we were still hustling like in the DMs, trying to book people on calls and just having this misalignment. So not just that, not just did we hit our highest profit month, we are now building a business out of alignment. Something very interesting happened. So in the last 2 months, 100% of the clients that we brought on board are like a perfect fit. They have the right assets, they're in the right stage of their business, they have the right experience, they're ready to go, they're in for the long run, they're signing 6 to 12 month contracts with us because they understand becoming the authority figure on LinkedIn and turning it into the #1 client acquisition channel for their business just takes time. Yes, we generate and realize results in the first few weeks already together. Like one of our guys, Julius, he booked like 3 calls in the first week. But at the same time, we're building a system that can just run on its own. And for that, we just need 3, 4, 5, 6 months. And with some of our clients, we go in depth after. Like Mark, one of our like long-term clients, we're now building out and launching his code model program, which we've done after we worked with him one-on-one, or sorry, on his one-on-one offer. And now we're helping him scale, because if you have a great business and you're a great service provider, you don't want it to be capped in like one-on-ones all the time, right? Like because it has like a time and an energy cap. But that's a discussion for a different day. That's not something I want to go into in this video. But something that is very remarkable to me is that the moment we made this radical change in the business and we started operating from, call it alignment, call it vision, call it purpose, call it strengths, everything down the line just very fast changed. So if you made it all the way to this video, first of all, I appreciate you. Secondly, I would love to just explain more about how this is also like valuable for you, because you might be watching this video and you love sales calls. Well, I would doubt that, otherwise you wouldn't have made it to this point. But I guess the reason you're still watching this video is because you understand or you feel that sales is also not necessarily your forte. Like, I'm not shitting on sales, like people kill it with it. It's like a very powerful system. But again, you have to play a game that you love doing and that you're good at, right? For me and for us, it's marketing. If you're watching this video and that resonates with you as well, I would love to tell you more about that. Because, like I said, the right marketing will sell people. And then it's just a way of like figuring out like the right funnel and such. But again, that's too detailed, too tactical for this video. I might make a different video on that. If you want to hear more about how to set up like a no sales calls, no sales chats funnel, drop a comment in the comment section and I will record a video over the next few weeks. But for now, I just want to stay a little bit like zoomed out, like high level. Because what we've seen is that the moment we dial in our marketing, so we speak directly to our ideal clients, we put out the right assets, we have massive traffic, the people come into our orbit and the trust is built instantly. Like the majority of the people that we brought on board in the last 2 months, they came new into the orbit. They were not old followers or old connections. They've seen a few posts, they got some value out of the lead magnets, and they were like, sure, let's fucking start. And to me, that's just so powerful to see that the marketing has that power. Like I said, the majority of the people that we've onboarded, like we didn't even speak with them after, like until they just made the deposit, like the down payment, and they got into the program. And I'm like, wow, that's a huge testament of the trust we've built. And B, it shows that the funnel that we've set up is working friction or effortless or frictionless almost, right? So, and this is exactly what we help our clients with, because we understand that marketing has this power. And if you love doing sales calls, if you love being in the DMs, reaching out to people, doing all these things, sure, go do that. I'm not shitting on that. It's more that I personally don't like it, and our clients usually don't like it as well. So what we build for our clients, it's what we call like an inbound machine, right? Putting content out. And I see content as like a magnet to attract like-minded people. Like the right content you put out, and your right clients like come to you like bees to honey, if that makes sense, right? I think the metaphor is a bit off because bees, I think, they create honey. But anyways, I'm not a biologist here, but you get the point, right? So what we want to do as business owners, we just want to be very strategic about how we use our time, right? Because you're not a full-time content creator, I guess, and I'm certainly not a full-time content creator. So we have to think about LinkedIn and marketing as just tasks, as departments within our business. And this is something I rave about all the time to our clients, but also on my LinkedIn, to people that I speak to. It's like, hey, yo, you're not a full-time content creator, you're a business owner, right? So we have to treat it in such a way. So we have to build systems. So we have to look at, okay, what are the inputs that need to happen? And again, I'm not going to go into the specific there. If you want to see this video, drop a comment below. But basically, like I said, like the whole philosophy of us just zooming out for a little bit. I'm like, yo, we're building something, but it feels just off. And then to have the faith to make a decision and to run with it. And like I'm a man of God. Like God, I put it at the front of my day. At the end of the day, I infuse in everything, and it's something that is very dear to me. And when I was like reflecting on this, like the decision we made, there are two verses from the Bible that I want to quickly mention here, because in Proverbs 16:19, it says, in their hearts humans plan their course, but the Lord establishes their steps. So that's one. And the other one, which I think is even more strong, you might resonate with it, you might not resonate with it. I'm not preaching here on you, I'm just sharing my perspective. Psalm 127, number 1, unless the Lord builds the house, the builders labor in vain. So as I'm reading these verses, I'm just reflecting on it. As like before, sure, I was trying to involve God personally into the business, like, okay, praying on it, like trying to find ways to merge to the things, even though we do LinkedIn, lead gen. I don't talk about faith and all these things to our clients. I don't preach on that, but it's more like a mental, like a personal operating system. But with this new course, I truly believe God has blessed this path because I feel it, I see it, like, and not to say that it goes up straight line from now, because I understand business goes like this, right? Like if you've been in business, like I've been in business for like 5 years, like stability is, I don't know, like for me it doesn't really exist, right? Like if I talk to my mom or to my dad, they talk a lot about consistency and stability, but they're from a different, they have a different perspective, right? And for me, like consistency and stability in business is kind of like, it doesn't really exist, right? It's like you always move between the highs and the lows. And I guess that's just the name of the game, but I love it, right? But at the same time, by just understanding the changes we've made and how that just trickles down, like I said, we're more happy, we're making more money, the clients we get on board are more aligned, they're getting great results, and they're just, it's way more fun in the process. And I understand that some seasons in business are just grind. But at the same time, I'm also like challenging myself, but also you watching this video, to think about, is that always the way? Does it has to be painful all the time? Like, can it not be, I wouldn't say joyful, but like you started the business because you're passionate about it, right? But there are certain things, of course, that you need to do because it pays the bills, like stuff like admin, etc., blah blah blah. But at the same time, one of the main enemies that I see with people just understand, like people starting LinkedIn and understanding it can change their business, is because they try to overcomplicate things, right? And in that process of overcomplicating things, they lose the joy, because the majority of the clients that I speak to, they like creating content, they like sharing, like creating something, like being creative, because it allows them to share something about their business and share something about their passion. And we work mainly with coaches and founders, and these people usually just started with the business because they're passionate about something, right? Especially coaches, because coaches, I think, is a very fulfilling like job. Like I see myself like part of the week as a coach as well. So I'm passionate about it because I'm sharing. I want to help people. I want to educate, and I know most of our clients have that as well. And content on LinkedIn is just a vehicle of doing that. It's basically, you can coach people at scale. So why am I like going into this? Well, like I said, with whenever you have like your business be marketing heavy and not sales heavy, you can be that. You can teach and coach and educate and empower through your content, knowing that it will bring in clients, because we're literally showing it. Like I said, we like literally removed our sales department, and we're making more money and we're having more fun, and the clients are more happy. I'm like, wow, that's cool. And of course, as a product guy, because we run the program, like I'm a product guy like by nature. More stuff comes on the shoulders, but I like training, like I like bodybuilding, so I have strong shoulders, and I'm like, well, I can take that load, right? It's the fun work, because building a product, as Mosi said, is the biggest leverage point you can have. But you need to, of course, also have the marketing element, and that's hopefully something that you take out of this video, that it is possible to just rely on marketing alone to build a successful business. Now, we haven't got to 6 figures in profit per month yet. We will hit that over the next few months. So perhaps then I need to make some adjustments. But with the knowledge I have today, and with the level where we're at right now, I can say with certainty that if you're trying to grow from, let's say, 2, 3, 4K per month to 10K or 15K in revenue or in profit, we have clients doing that. And we have them doing that by just putting all the emphasis on marketing and less on sales. Like, it's a transition period. Like, it can't like happen straight away overnight, but it's the mindset that we're instilling, that you don't have to chase, you don't have to follow up, you don't have to do the cold calls, you don't have to do X, Y, and Z that you might hate. Like, I hated it. Like, back in the days, I remember my first cold call. I talked about this in an email like a few weeks ago. I still remember it. It was like I was sweaty hands, and I was like calling someone from an acquisition page, and the job title said like no acquisition. So I called, and after 11 seconds of like being cussed at by the lady, I hung up, and I was like, "Oof, I need a different method." And that got me on this journey of like writing content, getting leads and clients through my content. And this is like 5 years in the making. But at the same time, I understand that you or our clients do not have to take 5 years of figuring out how to get inbound leads on LinkedIn. And like I said, not to brag, but I know I'm one of the leading guys on this area, in this space on LinkedIn right now. And if you don't believe me, just check out my content on LinkedIn and you will see for yourself. But anyways, if you made it all the way till the end of this video, I'm truly, truly, truly thankful for you. Hopefully that has been helpful for you. Like I said, this is one of the videos that has been in my mind, like ruminating for like weeks. And hopefully now I've explained everything that, yeah, makes this change clear for you. And if you need any help with turning your LinkedIn from like a passive place into your #1 client acquisition channel by using inbound, so you can stop chasing, just check out the video in the link below, which talks more about how we help people, the program, the results we're getting, the results you can expect. And if that sounds of any interest of you, of course, you can take the next step. But anyways, thanks so much for joining. Like and subscribe if you haven't done it.